Okay, and now we are back.
Okay.
Okay, so Ostagal, how bad are we talking?
You know, that's an important question.
The Grey Wardens and His Highness King Kalen himself was there. They were making plans, along with Terran Loghain, to attack the Darkspawn head-on in the Korcari Wilds.
Chastened territory.
Indeed.
That is a question from Origins. Why didn't we see more of the
From what I've
Chastened,
heard, the
given
plan
we were
was
in the
for
wilds
the
for a bit?
Wardens to
Probably
begin the
because
assault,
they didn't
and then
consider them.
Loghain's men would
That could
follow
be
suit. His Highness was at
The
the
first
lead.
game was supposed to be a one-off.
True.
However,
they could not have guessed the
in
beast they would spawn.
practice, the Wardens started the assault, and Loghain took his troops and they
Yes.
fled, leaving
Yeah.
the Wardens
Loghain,
left
the
to
asshole.
Fled. You
Yes.
don't flee a battlefield.
Remember this point for a future incident that's going to happen.
At that,
Sorry,
Anya,
you may
like,
continue
shakes
now,
her
love.
head.
No, I was
Those
finished.
Elven
Okay.
cowards. She says, leaving us to clean up the mess, as usual, Anya says with disgust. Lowlanders.
Anya, sweetie, you're in love with one.
That's her sound like she doesn't mean
Exactly.
My apologies, Arlan, she says. I know what you mean, Arlan, your father says. You continue on with dinner. A few months pass by.
Yeah, we don't have the time clock for several.
Eventually, what ends up happening is your mother, because your parents have not officially wed, but because your father has managed to... There have been a few attacks from Darkspawn, but nothing that your people haven't been able to handle. And
Piece of cake.
yeah, there are a few wounded, and your father has been very invaluable as an elf, a healer, in wounding to the dead.
Wounding to the dead.
Making sure that they're back in tip-top shape. So much so that
Sorry,
he has
I just
actually
find that
gained
funny.
a lot of respect by the hold. And at some point, because your parents haven't wed, your mother officially kidnaps your father.
Again,
In
Come
order,
on.
this is also from
in
the
order
backstory
to
I
begin
wrote, so
the
really happy to see this
wedding
turn up.
ritual
Aw.
process. Your father, of course, is completely new to these
Also,
rituals.
now I'm
Could you
about
give us
ready
an
to be let off my
example or
leash
at
and
least a description
fangirl.
of what a wedding ceremony is like in your tribe?
Now,
And
as
here I go.
Samantha described earlier, you kidnap your bride, or in this case, groom,
Mm-hmm.
and then a ceremony is done back at the other person, your now significant other's hold, where it's usually the man, but in this case it's going to be the woman, is given a rope with knots to untie.
Mm-hmm.
While they're untying this, their other party is singing a song. It's usually something traditional Avarian. If you're hoping for a strong union, you sing to Korth. If you're pissed off this person kidnapped you, you're singing to Hakon for vengeance.
Mm.
If you want babies, you're singing to Rilla,
Okay.
and all this.
Okay.
To put it mildly,
And
Petra
when the
knows
song
this
is done,
shit.
How many knots you untie?
I do.
How many yours
I
you
was trying to figure out how to do all
Very
of the
cool.
gods.
Awesome.
Bjorn
So we'll
Reedbeard
say
for
that
fishing,
Arlan
Uvala
sings-
for
is
the
it
winding
Korth? Korth
woods,
means what again?
and so on and so
Korth
forth.
is strength.
For strength. So he will sing a traditional Avarian song to Korth. 11. All right.
I'm just not very
We'll
dexy.
say with an 11, that's...
One done.
Milking!
20 years of marriage. That's not too bad. 20 years, you know. According to...
Finally!
Yes.
I don't want to.
Hashtag priorities.
Shortly after...
Plus, you know, during the blight, maybe
your
not best
parents
time to be
have officially
pregnant.
been joined.
Especially if you're the warrior.
Finally,
Does
we come
Rowan's
to
mother
the
survive?
point Where
She...
Evil
Actually, we
Reach
don't know.
is
Okay.
attacked
She wasn't
by
brought
a
back amongst the
giant
dead, Avar.
swarm
Okay.
of
And she
Darkspawn.
never turns up again, so... I don't know.
This is where your people...
Yeah, that scene.
Ari was hanging out with you at the time.
Yeah,
and,
you know, significant other duties.
When the first
And no Kenna, so
sights
no one
of
interrupt
the
me.
wave
Except for those fricking Darkspawn.
is being reported,
Gosh darn it.
he will end up leaving in order to inform the people of
Yep.
White Veil Hold
Go. Go get our allies.
Yes, to go get people who will be able to take on this wave. As I said, you and several of the others in your hold managed to defend yourselves from the first wave. You managed to hold yourselves from the second wave. By the third wave, things are starting to look a little less easy as they were. And then by the fifth and sixth, it's just like they just keep coming. Like, I don't know where these Darkspawn are coming from, but you are starting to get a little bit nervous about what is going to end up happening with the hold. Your cousin is trying to continue to play the bongos or the drums in order to fire up
Bongos.
the war drums. to fire
Well,
up,
it is
people
tied.
as
Yurid
they
is
are
actually a
going off
mage.
into
I
the
made
battle.
her a Skullduoso, playing on the Virtuoso
you
class
continue
from the
seeing more
multiplayer
and
for
more
Dragon Age Inquisition,
of
so
the wounded
different
piling up
instruments
in
would be
each
different
army.
effects.
It is this point that your father, Arlan, comes up to you and says, Rovas, we have orders from the Thane. He says that there is an outpost where we are sending all of our wounded, and he wants all of the healers there to tend to all of the men that we can in order to get them back out there into the fight. He wanted me to take you.
Okay, all of us. Right. Okay.
It is at this point that you and your father are making your way out of the village to go to the outpost.
And
So,
Sam
yes, you
disappeared.
have this eagle perched on your shoulder. Shoulder? Yes, on your shoulder.
Oh, there
yes.
she is.
As
Sorry,
you're
it was
making
just
your way,
the way it
and
was edited.
Your cousin is still beating on the drums, and she looks very, very focused. That she doesn't even notice that you're leaving unless you let her know. Right now, now you're making
Not
your way
going
out.
to interrupt her,
You're
but
not going to
walk
interrupt
over, lean down. I got orders. I gotta go, but you got this. Remember, we are also.
Yes, you
We
are.
have the best damn things in this hold.
And that is her mindset.
Show them Hakon's wrath, cousin.
Always.
And then she will continue beating on the drums again. You have no idea where your mother is. You believe that your mother is probably out fighting as well. But
Where else
they
would
will
she
make their
be?
way.
Other than dead, I
you'll
have
make
no
your way
idea.
over to the
It
outpost
is just
leaving your
who
village
Anya would
behind.
be.
When you get there, the bodies are piling up, many of which are no longer breathing. So they're starting to separate out the dead from the wounded so that you can focus. There are not very many healers around. Definitely not enough to give full care and treatment to these people.
Yeah,
but you
good
and
thing
your
two new
father
ones
are
just
going
showed
to
up.
do your
Get me on a
very best.
patient. Healer's on deck. Grab Zarlin's arm.
Yes, roll a heal check for me, please.
I'm good at this stat.
14.
Nice. Okay. So
5 in
during this
cunning
time,
and
you managed
3
to be
because of
able to heal
focuses.
a
So
good,
8. Before you even do the dice roll.
You managed to tend to about a good half dozen, 6 or 7 people, before you hear shouts from the warriors that are guarding the outpost that an ogre is making his way towards the outpost, along with a wave of darkspawn.
Da. And who would be in charge of the outpost?
Yeah, that would be important to know.
I will say that your father actually has gotten such a rapport that they actually see to him as the leader of the healer side of the outpost.
Mhm.
Yes.
If the wall's coming here, we need to get these people out now. I know it's not my place to tell you what to do, but
It's really not.
I need to be out there. We both agree on this, yes?
Yes. I think that we don't have much of a choice. I need you to help them keep the Darkspawn at bay so that we can move our wounded out. It's going to take
Run.
some time. You're ready for this, Rovas.
Obviously. Needed my whole life for this.
Right.
Rests her hand on his shoulder.
No fear.
Take care.
Let's go.
You're squishy compared to me and Mom.
He really is.
Overconfidence
All types
in
to
spades.
all types.
Pretty much.
I know.
It is why I love playing her,
All right,
though.
robots. Make me and your mother proud. We know you
I'll
will.
always try. Squeezes his shoulder, turns around, whistles for Clever. Let's go, darling.
The eagle soars down towards you and lands onto your arm.
Because
You
yes,
make
the
your
elf
way
is
into the
squishy, but
warriors.
my bird is going to battle with me.
Ogre is a lot more massive than the stories have told, and
Yeah,
he is
understandable.
Yeah.
swinging his fists around. You know, he swings his fist one way, and it actually you see several of those warriors topple over at the force of his blows, and then he swings another way, and a tree basically gets split and falls in right in front of a group of other warriors, and the darkspawn starts to charge in. Tell us cinematically what Robot
Yeah,
does
because
during
if this were rolled, it could go really wrong.
Yeah.
She reaches into her boot, pulls out a hunting knife, throwing dagger type thing.
You know, something sharp and
Stomping
stabby.
her way toward the
That
ogre.
she has
When she gets
absolutely
within
not the
range, she'll
dex
throw
for.
it so it hits
Nope.
with surgical precision into the back of its
Ta-da,
knee
done.
and falls down.
Okay.
Once it's down on one knee, she draws Lovely. All right, darling. You can do this. We've trained our whole lives. Clever, get in the air. Distract her.
Yes, the sword and Ari are darling.
Lovely is what to the viewers?
Her two-handed greatsword.
Lovely is her two-handed grave sword. She pulls it out, and Clever soars up into the sky, and he will start to fly around in circles around the ogre. The ogre will try to swat at it, but as large as he is and massive as he is, he's not nearly as fast as Clever.
Nope.
And so he
Yeah.
keeps swinging
Imagine
around.
human trying to swat a fly.
And what do you do?
Yeah, it only takes one
Oh,
hit to
yes.
kill the fly, but...
Still kneeling. Runs up, wraps her legs around his waist, draws Lovely across his throat, and pulls. For all she's worth.
I think
She pulls,
technically
and a
the
giant
ogre would be
stream
too big
of
for her to wrap her
black
legs around his
blood
waist and be able to reach around
gushes
her.
out of his throat.
Sweetie, let me have my
And
moment.
the ogre flails around off balance as you are trying to hold on for dear life onto this thing. You then let go to drop, and your intention is to run off, to run away.
My intention,
But
yes.
unfortunately, you are not nearly fast enough, and this
Was this planned
massive,
from your end,
large
or-
Yeah.
body
Okay.
topples over on top of you, crushing you. You hear a crack. You hear a
Ow.
crack
Yeah.
shortly after.
I
and then
needed a
everything
reason
goes
why she didn't keep fighting,
Mhm.
and getting knocked unconscious felt the easiest way.
Mhm.
The
But
next
she
thing
at
that
least
you
got to go
remember,
down like a
I think,
boss.
too,
Yeah.
is that you, the vision starts to form back as you open your eyes, and you feel sharp pain on your chest, almost as if you've cracked a bunch of ribs, broken a few.
Only
several
because she
ribs.
did.
And you find yourself lying on some sort of a gurney, I guess, a makeshift gurney. And you see that your father is tending to your wounds.
Hey, da. I got an ogre.
Oh, yes. Your-
Priorities.
Thank the
That's
gods.
Clever. And Lovely. In that order.
Clever is all right. You can see him Clever perched off just outside on a tree, and he seems to have caught some prey at the moment and is feeding on the prey.
He deserves to eat, though. He was a darn effective bird.
Need to rest.
There's a giant eagle
yeah.
feeding on an animal in some place
Yes,
where
yeah.
there's healing.
I assumed outside, like there would be a flap
Says,
opened.
We are right now in one of the nearby caverns. We managed to move some, but not all of the wounded during the battle.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. You all fought bravely and did the best that you could.
They did, but in her mind, this is still failure.
Wait, the hole?
It's best not to ask too many questions right now, Robots. You should rest.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got your heart ripped out today.
I know. I mean, I should know.
We'll talk more when you're... We'll talk more when you're stronger.
Yeah. Stronger. Wasn't strong enough today.
Rovas, you will find out when you get better the fate of the hold. Everyone in Eagle Reach fought bravely, but unfortunately were unable to maintain the defense of their hold, and the hold did fall. As far as you know, neither your mother nor your cousin made it, nor did anyone else. None of your people fled. The only few
Yeah,
that
guess we're
survived
awesome.
only survived because they were wounded or tending to the wounded. This may or may not be a source of great guilt for you,
Yep.
and you have been spending the next several years with this very small group of Avarians traveling around trying to find more of your kind.
Yeah. The remnants of the combined holds. Really wish we could have done more with that.
Let's roll initiative one
But
more time.
again,
please.
it's a session and there's only so many minutes.
I beat up once.
I know!
All right.
I never beat ever initiative rolls.
Rovas, you have successfully been able to see some random straggling Avarians. And at some point, you manage to sort of been recruited by a bunch of humans who, as far as you know, are
I know,
Avarians
we are in
because
the
they're
present.
dressed as Avarians. They've got, the furs. Even though these are Navaran bodies, they have, started putting on marks or tattoos on themselves. They started to make them look properly.
Yeah, at the
like
time we filmed
Avarians.
this, we had
And,
not seen the episode
you
where
were
the Avar
actually
were brought
very
back from the
shocked and
dead.
surprised
So,
by the sheer number.
I got told this was going to happen via email.
Avar
Have you actually seen the
that
episode? It's like,
they
oh, I
have,
wish I could have seen this before we shot.
managed to assemble.
Darn it, Hark.
Yeah, this particular group of Arians are being led by Frostguard, and he
Frostguard?
The thing of
he,
mine.
he basically
Oh.
Which I'm
approaches
actually a little
the group of you, and
surprised
he's
by.
trying to recruit you into
I'm not
the
really
fold.
sure how he exactly ended up in
And they will
charge.
explain to you that they are
The
attempting
strongest?
to
Could be.
retake
If it's the Avar,
Ferelden.
it
now
would
that
be
they
the
have
strongest
acquired
one.
the
Yeah.
numbers to do so, while Ferelden is in its weakened state.
Now, the thing is, Kenna's mom's also up and around.
So, if you look
Again,
at the
it's stuff that
map,
happened
you
off
guys
camera.
are
It's like, I
actually
want to know details.
here,
Right, only
at
so many
the
minutes.
edge of the Vinmark Mountains, right outside of the Fade Bubble is what I'm going to call it.
Yeah, that whole purple circle.
Mm-hmm.
Demons.
Okay, there's
To the
more
east of
And
of
rifts,
Kirkwall.
and the sky is opened,
So,
and
they
Dragon Age
are
Inquisition.
attempting to
Over Navara?
Yep.
sail some ships into Ferelden.
Which is why
And
the Avar
start
had
by
bodies to go into and their
basically
souls were brought back
ransacking
because
High
Navarra
Ever
has
and
the
make their way
necropolis.
towards New
And they
Denham,
actually
which
take
is
really
the
good care of the
capital
dead bodies,
of
so
Ferelden,
it's, this is
so that they
okay.
can successfully take over
But
this
are they dead bodies or are there
now,
living
for the time being,
bodies now?
the rest of
They're
your
living
group
bodies now,
Okay.
after
is
the soul came back
gung-ho
into it.
About
Well, this should also be
this
interesting
whole
because
thing. And I think that
it should
you
be
and your
interesting to know
father
how
are
the
probably
Avar
in-
feel about this because
Yes, and you
they
and your
would be brought
father
back
are
into
probably in a tent of
humans.
some sort.
No, the Avar are
And-
humans,
Well,
but yeah, I know what you mean.
He's very
Non-Avarian
troubled by
humans.
this.
Yeah,
You know that he
I
doesn't
mean
like this
the
idea.
Avar are
And,
huge
you and him are
compared
having
to
dinner
your
right
standard Ferelden
Oh,
human.
in
that's
silence.
very true. So they actually didn't think
And-
about.
I
At
mean,
some
there
point,
I don't
might-
think it
either
ever
you or
gets
him are gonna
addressed,
break the
sadly,
silence.
but-
So do you want to break the silence, or will he break?
How is Clever reacting to these reborn Avar?
Air quotes.
I think that Clever is indifferent.
And my reasoning
honestly.
behind this is Clever actually has
I think that
perception.
Clever is-
Robos only
Clever's
has a
loyalty
1, he
lies
has a
towards
5,
you
plus
personally.
all of the focuses in there.
So he's pretty much just gonna go
Seeing,
with
hearing,
whatever it is
smelling,
that
tracking.
He's pretty much going to go with whatever it is that you go with.
Okay. They're being fucking idiots, you know.
And I got to curse that Hark champ out of Sensor Nug. I feel
I'm
accomplished.
tired of dead bodies. I'm tired of watching my people get killed.
I am as well.
Yeah, she's kind of broken robots right now.
So hard to get out of the basin, to get as many of us as we could. I mean, I thought the worst thing we were going to see was Thane Savarin Sunhair turned into a ghoul and turning Stormwalker.
Yeah, season 3 auditioners. This happened at Stone Bear Hold, by the way. Hope you don't mind.
You get why that's terrifying? They're the most unholy things to us.
Yeah.
I know.
Betaskarn are bears that have been turned by the
Leave.
Blight into Darkspawn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to Avar, where bears are the most sacred animal, much less a
Their
whole
minds
beast
have
being
been
turned
made
into
up.
one.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Whatever they wish
And
to
she
do.
fought that,
You don't
too.
want to be a part
And
of
she's
it.
still alive,
It'd be
so.
up to us.
I hate how much of her badassery is off camera.
Run from fights, ever. That's so not what an Avar does. We stand, we fight. It is better to be killed than be taken alive. That's been drilled into my head.
Who is
from
she talking
I
to?
could
She's
even
talking
walk.
to Arlen right now.
Okay.
These are my people. I want to
Oh,
heal
Kenneth.
them,
Kenneth?
but I
No,
don't
Arlen is
support their
Ross's dad.
idiocy.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, we don't know who Kenna's dad is.
Okay.
What is it that
Oh.
you want?
Actually, we
Never
know
mind.
he's called Rowan, but
Mhm.
he's never showed up on camera. He's never mentioned, so...
I want to wake up in my room in Eagle Reach and have it be a normal day. I want to go hear Yurid play something. I want to go flirt with the cute boy from Whitevale. I don't
You know,
think
priorities.
that's going to happen ever again in my lifetime.
I miss them too. I miss Yurid, I miss your mother, I miss everyone.
You know,
This is our life now. We can't...
I don't know.
I don't think that they were brought back, thank the gods. But
Yeah.
And if they were, I have
I hope
questions.
the lady's already rebirthed them. Clean, new, whole new life to go lead.
we do have control over what we do now. So if you want to leave, you just tell me, Rovas, and we can leave. But if you want to stay for your people, I will do that as well.
And this was really hard in and out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could have argued it both ways.
Yeah.
I think I do want to go, and I hate saying that. This isn't my fight. My fight was gathering these people. My fight was healing them. My fight was getting them out of a blighted land.
And you did all those things.
Okay.
Good on you.
This is suicide.
You do know that if we flee, it'll be considered desertion by your people. We might not be welcomed back.
Yeah.
If they're so void bent on killing themselves, let them.
Okay.
I'm through of ripping my
And there's
heart
my
out
strap
for this
escaping down my shoulder. I should have fixed that.
We will flee tonight.
Again,
people. Right.
He will take. He will.
How is it
move
fleeing,
his hand
technically?
towards you and give it a
Since-
squeeze. Gives your hand a squeeze.
you could argue that they're not really the Avar, they're just
Yes.
reborn.
And I will use this argument later.
Okay.
So,
Hopefully, we can find ourselves a new life.
Yeah.
it is and ultimately what swayed it
There
to
are.
of it's okay to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Things
But
have been
what about the
going
other
crazy.
Avar that are with you?
So
They, unfortunately,
you and
their loved ones
your-
are brought back from the
you and your
dead. They get their
father
families back.
were,
Ah.
So, I
in
can
the
understand from
general
that perspective
during the
of,
election.
I don't care, I'm
And
just so relieved
just so
you're
you know,
okay.
It just
The
seems
group
weird
ended
from an
up
Avar perspective
crowning
since
King
they are
Maximilian
very...
Sunworth
Well, actually,
as the
maybe
king
they
of
could work,
Relden,
whereas a human
just so
would
you know.
consider it
Yeah,
demonic.
the Avar
wondering
also
if
believe
that
in
would come up.
reincarnation.
Yes.
And they have
It
a
is,
much
however,
closer sense
during
with
this
spirits
time,
and demons and stuff like that.
After
They
the
do
king
understand
has
the
been
difference.
crowned and during the whole reception, that you ended up feeling a giant earthquake. The entire land started to shake, and that is when all of this business with the rift in the sky happened. News started to spread that there has been a rupture in the Fade over Navarra, and people have been instructed to stay away
Is it
from
just
that
the
area as
Avar
much
that are
as
brought
possible.
back?
And they were
Yeah.
saying that the Fade
Well,
itself.
there were a
was
few
starting
early
to
cases in the
grow
Anime
its
Age were trying to
influence
perfect it,
wider
where it
and
was
wider and
literally
wider.
anyone they could get that wanted to be brought back.
But even though
Why bring back the Avar
concentrated
specifically?
portion of the Fade rift is happening.
Okay,
in
this is
Nirvana,
going into spoilers
all
territory,
throughout
everyone, so
Davis,
if you care about
random
spoilers, why are you
rifts
watching this?
Pretty
start
much.
to
I
open
mean,
up,
it-
similar to
Anyway,
how you
sorry.
saw them in Inquisition. They just
Okay.
ended up opening up randomly.
You remember the
various
orb
places.
from Inquisition Corypheus had?
And
Yeah.
That ended up in Eric's
at some
hands.
point, while you guys
Oh, sorry,
are,
right. Eric is
I
Ari's
guess,
brother, also brother to Kenna.
trying
okay.
to
Unfortunately, Eric
sell
at this
your
point
goods,
is
to
his body is being
people
controlled
in
by Mepharat,
New Denver, while you're
Andraste's
traveling.
husband,
Actually, I'm going to say while you are traveling,
and he is
you will
using
probably
Eric's
excuse
body
yourself
and brought the Avar
because you
people
need to
back,
use
so
the
he can have
bathroom
his army
at a tree
again.
somewhere. And it is during that time
Since Mepharat was
that
of the Alamari, which is
a-
precursor to the Avar.
Well, the Alamari was both
a
the precursor
timely
to the Avar
rift
and the Ferelden.
opens up
Yeah, and the
behind
Chastened.
you,
Mm-hmm.
So,
and
a lot of people.
pulls you in
Yeah,
midstream.
but again, the
like I
Chastened
say.
and the Avar are basically the
You get pulled
same
in
split
midstream,
Yeah.
and
later.
you will
It's-
find
there was a
yourself
split between
in
what would
the Fade
be
with
the
your
Avar
hands
and
down.
Chastened and the rest of the Ferelden
Yeah.
people.
Oh, laughter. What is
What's
that
the
noise?
feeling?
Sorry.
The Fade
Please continue.
is... Yeah, you are
No,
physically in the
it's what's so
Fade,
interesting
similar
about
to
that,
what
that
happens
there
in
is so
Inquisition.
much lore here.
So
and
when
it's-
up looks down,
I don't want to come down and hark on this
and
because
it's
he's
just
like
like an
he's doing his
endless
own
sea
thing
of
here, but
random
I do enjoy what
floating
Bioware has done with this
structures, random
lore.
floating
That there is so much
landmarks,
that
and
the Alamari was the original people of Ferelden and the surrounding area,
around and just startle.
and then. I don't remember if it's Civil War,
Yes,
but
his pants.
the
Anyone
those
out
who
there?
would become the Avar and the
Anyone here?
Alamari,
Anyone
or
out there?
Avar and the
Anyone out
Chastened.
there? Anyone
move
out?
into
It's like an echo.
the
Anyone here?
Frostbacks.
I
and-
know what
Anyone here?
happens. Can I talk about
Nobody
it?
responds.
Sure, go ahead.
Echoes.
Yay! More nerd logic time. Okay, well, they were all under the Alamari. There was a chieftain that rose to power that wanted to bring everyone under one banner as his people. Unfortunately, there were people from the Alamari that did not want this. They wanted to be independent, like they'd always been,
Roll a survival.
only coming together
Roll a
when some
survival.
bigger threat comes along.
What is survival?
And they eventually just went, you know what?
That's cunning.
You're not worth it. You can
Or
have
is there
this
anything- or
northern
nature, or
territory.
knowledge, nature,
We're going
or
south.
anything along
And
those
those people
lines,
eventually
I guess.
became the
You think
Chastened
it
and the
makes
Avar.
sense for
Mm-hmm.
navigation.
Which is kind of why it's ironic saying that
Yeah,
There's
navigation.
ice came so close
the
to taking
Chastened
that
would,
stuff.
Yes,
or
roll-
the Avar
or
would
else
want to
just roll a
invade
regular cunning.
Oh,
Ferelden.
right,
It
9.
really
9?
makes no
okay.
sense.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
know.
They have their
where to
thing,
go, so you
and
just start
Yeah,
wandering
they
aimlessly.
went to the Frostbacks. They went, this is our home now.
Mm-hmm. and again, Hark, I'm not harping on you. You're doing your own thing, and
You will yell out.
It's respected in its way,
Um,
but at the same
as
time,
you're
as someone
walking,
that really
and
loves
at some
lore
point,
and
you start to
studying.
I prefer
behind
and
you.
have
when
problem-
after you yell out, "Can anyone hear me?" or "Hello," and
problem getting
you will
into it
turn around
when
to see a
way too often
fiery
your
rage demon
or Hark's
behind
own lore conflicts with what I
Okay, how
know,
far away?
and I have a
the
feeling
range
that's
demon
similar
is
to what you've
probably
been having
about
problems with.
60
Yeah.
feet away from you, but it's starting to
Yeah.
make its way towards you.
Okay, do I
Yeah.
have
Rage
my
demon.
stuff with me?
Yeah, you have your. I will say that you have your weapons and your.
No, he sent you to the Fade
So what
naked.
you normally travel with, you probably.
Sorry, you probably don't know what's going on right now. Jard is in the Fade. As in real physical
Rage
body
demons look
in the Fade.
sufficiently threatening.
Oh,
That's
I've
usually bad.
seen one before,
Yeah.
but I think they look sufficiently threatening that would.
It's kind of funny content-wise. He completely ignored Dragon Age 2 and went straight for Inquisition for content of what he was,
Good
what
on you.
elements he was going to borrow.
Good on you. Of all the things I might
23.
disagree on
Nice.
with
Roll
story-wise
for
here, skipping Dragon Age 2 is a really good
10.
idea.
All
There
right,
are
you
better
deal 10
stuff
points
in Dragon
damage
Age
to the Rage
Inquisition.
demon.
Yes.
It's kind of flinches a bit when you attack.
Although I
it,
am really
but it
curious
continues
if,
moving
when Season
forward
3
towards
comes
you.
out, if the next Dragon
you're
Age
gonna
game has
fire
not
again.
come out, what material is he going to
And
use?
we'll do that, aim and then fire.
That's interesting.
Okay. Nice.
Although,
You-
then again,
you
it's
hit
3 to 4
with
years
an
away.
18
I'm
roll for
hoping we'll
damage.
get another Dragon Age before then, but I don't know.
All right, you deal another 8 points of damage.
I just have to comment here.
the
I
rage
love his
demon.
setup
The rage
for
demon
how
seems to
he has
flare
the
up
people
as
set
if it's
up
getting
and editing
angrier
and
every
Yeah.
time you're
bringing
hitting
up the windows and
And
stuff.
this time it's
That
getting
This
a lot
is done
closer
through
to you,
Google
about 15
Hangout.
feet in front
I
of
don't
you.
know
You can
how
start
Hark,
to feel
what
the heat
if maybe
of the
Hark has
flame,
paid for extra features
coming
through Google
towards you.
Hangout, but that
it's
night
going to
we
try
could
to
actually
strike
access
at you.
roll 20
What
and
is
still
your
be in the
AC?
Hangout without having to have it be
15.
2 separate windows. So right now the spot where the Rage Demon is would actually be just where the world map would
He's
be.
You end up managing to dodge out of the way.
I don't know. He's
are you going
probably
to move at
Google
all
food
before
better
your
than
action?
any of us.
Yeah, I will.
Also, it's what he does. He's been doing
Uh,
this for almost 3 years now, working toward
Okay, so
4.
there's I have a couple specialties in dueling weapons too. So I think I will pull out a rapier. And I have quick reflexes, so I can do that as a free action.
Nice.
Oh, level 13
and then
characters.
I have.
Yay.
I will.
That was
I
such a
guess try
fun
to-
moment of you
Well,
have your
try
specialization
and
first one
backstab.
maxed out.
Block.
If you'd given us one more level, we
roll
would have
block.
had our second
And I
specialization,
think it's
which
an
I
opposed
really
check
wanted.
against it, I
Versus
believe.
self-discipline from Hark.
And again, I'm sorry, I'm talking over your scene, Ev, and not really talking about you. You did awesome.
You managed to bluff it.
Just, I had other things I
Okay,
wanted.
so that means
Backstab.
Backstab.
And I do encourage you also,
Okay.
do a commentary if you really want to talk about this. I would love to hear your
Dueling
opinions about
weapons
this
are
night.
dex, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 15 for that attack.
Nice. You deal damage. Now the demon seems to be very heavily.
How does
hurt
1 plus 4
as he
plus
strikes
1
again.
becomes
This time
15?
with the
5, 2, 2.
Oh, okay.
So 7 on top of that.
That's a focus strike.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And
all right.
He, will end
He
up
has
dealing
focuses and
So
eight
it
stats.
wasn't a great roll. It was more just
He has all the bonuses.
yeah.
And your
Yeah. Higher level
with
is so
that,
nice.
Roll a.
Okay, now I remember what I was going to
your
talk about
body
before I
ignites
decided
in
to.
fire,
I'm really sorry, I'm
which
talking
means that
over
every
you,
turn,
Ev.
unless you spend an
Yeah,
action
I really
to put it
wanted
out,
the second
you're gonna take
specialization
6 of fire
because I had to do a little metagaming here
That's my
because
damage.
I kind of gave
9
Hark
points of
heads up
damage,
of this
okay.
is where my character's at, this is what I'm afraid is going to happen.
At some point.
Originally,
during
Robos's
this
first
fight, right
specialization
after
was
that,
supposed to be
the
champion,
demon
which is what it
tries
was in
to
Rebuilding
pursue after
Denerim.
you, trying to
However,
launch towards you.
Given this is a
When you hear
completely
the
different
sound of
world
an
that
arrow
forged her champion,
whiz
really,
past
it didn't
her
feel
ear,
right anymore. She does not
and
have the
then
strength of her
embeds
people are
an
okay,
arrow
she is fighting
gets
for them.
embedded on
And I
one-
also wanted something that would
the
stop her
stump.
from
It
just
doesn't really have
attacking
to be-
Kenna,
it's like-
in case
it's
I
like
did
a
go into
stump.
that territory
One
of,
stump,
I'm gonna draw
and
my
then
sword, it's going
two
down.
more
Because
arrows
Robos would
whiz
not
past her other
hesitate to
ear.
strike at someone if she thought they deserved it. So I went
I'm
with
sorry,
the
one-
Spirit
one
Warrior
touches the ear and
specialization.
hits a stump.
So
Another
she
one
has a
touches
spirit of
the other
command
ear,
in her head.
And
Which is a little sad we
hits
didn't get
the
to
other
play
side
more
of the
with,
stump.
but
And then
again,
two
so
more
many
arrows
minutes,
in
and
Yeah.
I had a
both
ton of
you at the same
NPCs.
time. And
More than
hit
I should
the
have in
back end of the
hindsight.
stump, pinning the
Again, you
demon to the
spend
ground, so it's
a
no
lot of
longer like
time
you as you
micro
Right.
creating
I
everything
will
around
move back
you and your character.
I know.
Try to
Writing is
fire.
what you do.
Okay. Roll,
Which some DMs
dexterity
like,
check,
and
please.
some DMs are, no, stop.
And again,
You get to do half of this.
I do
I'm gonna
understand
say
it,
that
and
it takes a whole round not doing anything.
I am really
but
looking
taking out the fire,
forward
but you'll
to
eventually put out
seeing
the fire.
you in the
The
Pokemon
creature being
stuff,
pinned
even
helps
if I
a
have
lot,
absolutely
but,
no interest in Pokemon
which allows you to
whatsoever.
have
I am
one
looking
free
forward
action
to seeing
before
you
he
playing in
manages to
something
get out
where
of the
that
pin.
really isn't your element.
So I will try to.
Yeah. I'm
Back up.
trying.
Because I know you'll do awesome, but
Okay.
you're out of your element, and
You do a
it's,
strategic
It's
feat,
gonna
double
show,
move
yeah.
back. There is another arrow that flies from behind you and strikes the creature, dealing, oh my gosh, 21 points of damage.
nice.
And 4 stunt on top of that,
And
very
it's
nice.
cold damage. You see that this arrow was magically enchanted somehow with ice, and the rage demon starts to freeze up, and so temporarily.
Yeah, ice
it's
attack on a
frozen.
fire elemental,
Go ahead.
that's gonna mess him up.
You can, if you fire at him at this point, then it can be an automatic critical hit or backstab. You can do automatic backstab damage because he's frozen.
Well, so I'm now not next to him, so I can't do a backstab because that's melee unless you want to overrule
Right,
that. But I will fire.
I will, yes, fire an arrow and see if you will hit.
Okay. Great.
20! Roll for damage, sir.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
Wow. Two 20s or higher. That's kind of
13.
awesome.
Yes.
Give us cinematic.
Also not bad damage for an archer.
Gerard, as he
I feel
fires
bad
his
saying for an
final
archer,
arrow
but
into the frozen,
The core
frozen
rulebook
rage
does
demon.
not give archers any
So
favors.
he's- From the previous turn, let's
It's a problem in a lot of games
basically
like
running
this
away,
because
turns around, pulls out a
in
arrow,
real life,
lines it up, shoots, and then
an arrow
sort of
is
hits dead
usually
center,
a lot
and the
more.
rage demon shatters.
It does more damage,
into little pieces.
but
Nice.
you need to make
Well played, Gerard.
make it so
What
that
do you do next?
you can make more
He will
damage
look around
the
for
more
the
you
source
put yourself
of
in
those
danger.
arrows.
You're
Hence
going to
why
look around behind
melee
you for the source
is
of the arrows. and
creates
you do
more
see
damage
a
than range.
medium-sized figure,
and
humanoid-looking figure,
you have that in a lot of
Um,
games. It doesn't make sense.
about
Yeah.
150 feet away, I would say. You can't really tell.
There goes my
who it
strap down
is
my
from
shoulder
that
again.
distance. But
Sorry,
the
that's
really
going to
odd
bother
thing
me all
is
night.
He's
'cause it
walking
also
on
bothered
the
me while I
wall.
was playing.
He's walking sideways on on a wall in the distance.
Gerard will take a few seconds to process that, and then.
That's
Who
understandable.
are you?
The
Thank you.
the figure, as soon as you call out the name, you see
He's
the
very
figure
polite.
duck down behind a protrusion in the wall.
Hello, thank you. Can you help me?
Approach.
I'm kind of fucked here.
I will say that
I really need help here.
first, but if there's no response in a few seconds, he'll start going closer.
You start going closer towards the protrusion, and
Ed gets another
when
NPC
you
Season
reach
1 cameo.
about
Oh.
60 feet from the protrusion, the humanoid being slowly walks out, and the individual has an arrow.
Actually, I'm a
like,
little
aimed towards
surprised,
your
also
direction,
curious as
as
to
if,
what
like,
happened
not
to
quite
Marie,
sure whether
who is
this
Gerard's
person
sister.
can trust you or not.
She
This is
should
what
have
the
been in Orlais
person
during the Blight,
looks
so we never really got clarification on what happened to her. And this is where we end.